Good morning, everyone. This morning is Sunday, so I'd like to take you through a typical Sunday morning for me. My Sundays start with reflection. And what do I mean by reflection? After a really busy work week, a busy training week, and with multiple things going on as a CEO, Sundays for me is a chance to sit back and reflect. And the first thing I reflect on is how grateful I am for the life that I've got. Today you'll see some of my behind the scenes of where I live on Palm Jumeirah, some of the outdoor areas, some of the things I've achieved. So for me it's a chance to reflect, but not take for granted what I've achieved, but it's also a chance to reward myself. What happened in the previous week, what went well, what didn't go well, what am I going to readjust? And it's really a chance to re-energize and refocus for the coming week. So that's what I like to do on Sunday mornings. And what I'll start to do now is I'll walk you through a typical Sunday morning for me. So for me, health is wealth. I follow a bodybuilding lifestyle. I'm very rigid in what I eat and what I put into my body. So what I normally do on a Sunday, it's a bit more chilled for me. So I sort of walk through in slow time of preparing meals. But normally what I would do is everything is measured, every single meal is structured and it's pre-done in advance. But what I'll do this morning, I'll just walk you through in a very casual way how I prepare my meals. And one of the meals I really love is cream of rice. It's my first meal of the day. The reason for that is I train very early morning. I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I need to eat before I go to the gym. So why I like cream of rice, one, it's like a dessert, as you know, for all those bodybuilders out there, but also it's fast digesting. So by the time I get to the gym, I can start training straight away. So I'd highly recommend anyone that's training early mornings is if they're not eating before they train, obviously you haven't got any carbs in your body to fuel the workout, but I'd highly recommend it's easily digestible and you may get some value out of that. So what I'll do now, I'll start to walk you through the preparation of how do I prepare my cream of rice. So starting off, I like to have cream of rice. There's various different brands of cream of rice, but this one I found recently in Dubai by this brand is really smooth and it's really easily digestible. So I start off, as I say, I like to weigh everything. So I'm really OCD in terms of numbers. As a CEO, you are very OCD in terms of numbers, but when it comes to weighing my food, I'm exactly the same. And it's funny for me, if I'm a gram over, I'm cheating. I can't do that. So that's my psychology, just to put it into context of the type of person that I am. So I want 100 grams. So what I'm going to make sure I do is I'm weighing out to the grams.
You're probably so excited.
Getting 100 grams is exciting because with my new coach, he's actually put my carbs up. I was actually on a lot less carbohydrates and I feel so much more energy. So as you can see, that's 100 grams. And I actually like preparing my food myself. It gives me the discipline, but also I get satisfactions, particularly this because it's like a dessert. So I'm going to give you another couple of tips what I do. So for me, when you do cream of rice, sometimes it's a bit lumpy. So what I've invested in is a whisk. And this is really good to get the lumps out. The other thing I want to show you, I'm quite fortunate that with the villa upgrade that I did, I invested in this special tap. And why I like this tap, you'll see a lot of people on social media when they're doing their cream of rice, they're using kettles or boiling pans. This tap is quite unique because straight away within 10 seconds, can you see, so it's quite simple. And I sort of eyeball it to start with. And then you just start with the whisk. And who would know the CEO of the biggest water brand in Dubai is a master chef. But this is a little secret that I'm sharing with you today. Look at the consistency of that cream of rice. Does that not look delicious and fantastic?
I'm actually surprised.
But the hack I've just shown you can be done with a kettle because after a while you get to know how much hot water to put in. So straight away you can see the consistency. And if you want it thicker, you can obviously make it thicker. So that would be that. Then after that, I will then add in some fruit on top. And I'm going for 50 grams. So let's see how accurate I can get this today. Ooh. See, I'll go with 49. Okay, let me tell you another trick that I've got. There's two reasons for this that I've been told many times by my wife Malika, who's with me today, that you eat too quick. So when I'm eating at the table, because my food is measured and it's probably so small, I eat so quick. So I've invested, I call it the prep spoon, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is I like to take small bites because it's better for my digestion. And particularly when you've got a fantastic dessert like this, I want to savor every single spoon. And anyone that's been on prep will relate to what I'm saying. For normal people, they're going to be saying, "Who's this crazy guy talking about save?" But trust me, when you've been prepping for 20 weeks, stripping off all that body fat, when you dig into this cream of rice, you want every single spoon to taste delicious. And that's what I love to do. And I want to share my psychology with you because that's how I want you to see the real me, the behind the scenes. But when I have this meal, honestly, it's like having the most delicious cheesecake or dessert you could have in the world. That's how excited I am for this meal. Okay, so I'm going to let that cool down now because I don't like to have my cream of rice when it's hot. I like it semi-warm. So it's like a dessert. So now we're going to move on and I'm going to show you some various areas around my house where I work from for different areas of work. So I'm going to take you around. I'll show you my office. I'll show you some of my outdoor areas, my relaxation areas, and where I really get my inspiration from and my ideas from. So this is my, I call it my home office. This is where I do all my behind the scenes work. It's a really positive space for me. I get a lot of inspiration, especially at night time, because it's really lit up in certain types of lighting, which I find quite inspiring. And I also, if anyone watches my stories, I collect trainers. I've got, number one, I'm in the gym every day. So really the gym is like my office in a way. I've got what I call a very unique gym style. I like to dress well when I go to the gym. And I do collect Jordans. I've got various different Jordans. I've got, I would say, all the collections of different Jordans. I've recently also got into New Balance as well. And I've got some unique pieces of New Balance as well. I'm a person, I always like to have unique things that sort of stand out, and I found these New Balance. I don't think many people have seen these because when I wear these, people say, "Oh, what are these?" But these are these limited edition New Balances, and I really like to get unusual New Balance as well. And I like some of my favorite colors. I like pink, I like blue, I like really energetic colors. But investing in Jordans for me is a hobby, and every time I see an exclusive pair, like I'd like to show you these animal print ones that I found. That when I see these, I thought, oh my God, look at these. Look how beautiful these are as a trainer. Because I think trainers are works of art. So where people collect art, I collect trainers. But look at the beauty of that. It makes you not even want to wear them. And then I found another pair in orange, so I couldn't help myself. But as I say, I like pink as well. And you'd think that's a bit strange for a man, but I actually really like. Look at the beauty of these. These are just fantastic. But the other ones that I really found that recently, and I like to wear these to the gym. Look at these. They're called Jordan Awakes. They're very, very expensive, but I still like to wear them. And I did go through a phase where I was into Louboutins. But I've got to say, and I'm going to be 100% transparent, these are the most uncomfortable trainers that you've ever seen in your life. And when you wear these, your feet really are sore. And but because I say I like art, and I like these are my other set that I've got, and these are really, for me, that's just a masterpiece. And when I'm in my office and I'm working, my trainers are my art. So some people might say, that's strange that he's got trainers in his office. But for me, the trainers are my art. And something else I wanted to show, this probably captures me as the CEO, because this is my office. And my team gave me this from one of my previous roles. They called it the Action Man's office because they knew that I'm very rigid in terms of my diet, the way I manage the team. So I put this picture on the wall as well. This was a gift from one of my previous teams. So this is my office area. And from here, I do a lot of online work. I do a lot of mentoring, a lot of coaching. People come to the villa for one-to-ones. This is where we action plan together. We strategize together. There's lots of people in Dubai that really, need help, need support. So this is where the magic happens in this office. And I've got most of my inspiring ideas from this office. And when I get up in 2 o'clock in the morning, as you see, I've just prepared my cream of rice. But what I would do is I'd come and have my cream of rice. Then before I even go to the gym, as I'm waiting for the cream of rice to digest, I'll start to visualize what's going to happen today. What am I working on today? So I'm about to go to the gym, right? Okay, what am I doing in the gym? That's one work block. Then I start to focus on my work. Like, what do I want to get out of the day? What's my plan? What's my strategy? Just to share with you, everything I do is written down and planned. It's not luck or I hope I'm going to do this, I hope I'm going to do that. Everything is structured. That's how I execute my plans. And really, a tip I would give to really be successful, if you say to someone, where are you going? And they say, right, okay, I'm going from A to B. If you haven't got a plan of how you're going to get to A to B, how are you going to get there? So really, it's about writing your goals down. So what are the 5 most important things you're going to get out of today? And my other suggestion is kill the monster while it's small. What do I mean by that? Sometimes in the back of your mind, you've got a very difficult task to do. It could be you've got to go and speak to an uncomfortable person. You've got to make that sales call. You've got to do that business pitch. You have to do the most uncomfortable thing first in the day. Kill the monster while it's small, because as that goes on in the day, that task becomes bigger and bigger. The pressure you feel will become unbearable. So you do task number 1, number 2, number 3, and you hopefully get to task number 5. If you don't get to task number 5, that evening, you sit, you reflect, what are you going to do differently? Then them tasks become the next day's task. That's how you execute. There's 30 days of the month or 31 days of the month. If you execute like that every single day, that's how you really achieve your targets. Most people don't work in that way. They get up, most of them need a coffee before they start the day, they'll jump in the car, they go to the office, they're on their emails. They're not working to a structure. You have to be very, very structured to execute if you really, really want that dream life. And trust me, everything I'm sharing today, I'm not saying I'm a better person than anyone, I'm not an expert, but I want to show you what I've achieved from factory floor to CEO, to living on the Palm, to having a fantastic lifestyle. How did it happen? I'm trying to share little nuggets of information which I believe can help you. And wherever you are in your life, there's always a chance to move forward, always a chance. You have to have that belief that if I get up in the morning, if I put my actions down on paper and I execute, you'll move on. So what we'll do now, we'll walk through some other parts of the house just to give you some sort of inspiration and just to see the behind the scenes of my life. So also, obviously living on the Palm, I have quite a nice lifestyle where I get to entertain my wife, Malika, who's into real estate. She has lots of people coming round to discuss deals, real estate. Obviously, them type of clientele like to drink alcohol. So for me, I'm a very, very rigid person. I don't touch alcohol at all. But just so that if anyone comments and says, well, you're this healthy bodybuilder preaching health and there's all this alcohol in your office, it's for entertainment purposes and for guests for the villa. But also, as I talked about, the trainers are a work of art. Some of the pieces that we've got, some of the alcohol are works of art for us, because if you look at the way we've designed this area, we've tried to make it like as if you was in a bar, like 5-star bar. And at night time, it really stands out. It looks quite nice. And a lot of the guests that come around, they really like this area, especially because they obviously like to drink. So now, what I'd like to talk you through now is I'm on my rooftop area of my villa. I want to just talk about visualization and vision and explain this area that we're in now. So when I was younger growing up, imagine being an hourly paid shop floor worker, daydreaming. And I think we all daydream in life and want a better life. I used to visualize and think, what if I did this? What if I did that? How could my life change? then I got into vision boards. I got into reading about motivation, and I started to put vision boards down. And what are the things I had put? Number one, I want to live in a hot country. I didn't know what country, but I wanted to live somewhere hot. I was in the UK, and trust me, in winter, it's depressing, it's raining, it's cold. I wanted to live in a hot country. I wanted to own a villa, and I visualized palm trees. How did I bring that vision to life? So I started to work really, really hard. I started to get promotions. I started to apply myself. Then when I was finally in the position to invest in a property and buy on Palm Jumeirah, I decided I want to bring this vision to life. So I renovated the whole villa, and I had this vision of this outside area, entertainment space, really chilled, like a Bali vibe, bringing guests round, sitting, being motivated, being able to sit together, talk about business, and also just to chill and listen. This is Sunday morning now. Look how beautiful it is. I'm on Palm Jumeirah. Who would have thought this, from shop floor to CEO? And I look around me now. I've got the whole Palm in front of me. I've got this beautiful villa. I've got this beautiful outside area. And I'm not saying this to impress people or to show off. I just want to show what's possible. So this area here is all about having that vision. And trust me, for anyone that's struggling, anyone with mental health issues, you have to have a vision for your life. But a vision without purpose, without execution, is nothing. You can have a vision, but you have to be able to put it into a plan and execute the plan. And my message to everyone that's out there that's inspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, you have to put it into a plan and you have to execute. And trust me, if you do that, everyone can bring their vision to life. And that's why I want to just share this little snippet with you, because this is really, really from my heart, a truthful story of that. I ripped my vision down on the vision board. I was hourly paid. I went through hardships. I went through lots of things, but look where I am now. And I want you to see what is achievable if you've got vision. So this area here, this is just really, if you imagine in Dubai, it is hot for a large portion of the year. But as soon as we hit October, between October and normally the end of March, early April, you can really dine outside every evening. So really, this is our villa kitchen, but our outdoor kitchen. So we've got a really nice barbecue, fridge, pizza oven. So this is where we do all our outside cooking. Also, this is where I do a lot of my meal prep, because I cook a lot of my food myself. This is our dining area, and this is an area that lights up. This fire table is a bespoke fire table that I had built because I had a vision that I wanted to have a fire table as my dining table. And this area here is like a waterfall. This is what I call my Bali area, that is really chilled out, relaxed. This area here is where you'll see in the coming weeks that I'm about to partner with Rawi and Jamie Dorigo, and we're creating a podcast, and we're going to do it in quite a unique way, because we're going to do outdoor podcasts in the winter in Dubai, where we're going to take question and answers about social media, marketing, videography. We're going to talk about Jamie's business, bodybuilding, coaching. We're going to talk about business mentoring, one-to-one coaching, and we're going to sit around and do a fireside chat in this area here. It's going to be quite unique. So please, if you've got any comments that you'd like to put in the comment section, because we're going to start taking questions, and we're going to have various discussions, and hopefully we can help everyone. But this is the area that we're going to do it in and bring it to life.